Hello. So I'm missing somebody tonight and was sitting here bored, don't know what to do. Um anyway, I thought I'd do a video on something that I responded to earlier, or I think it might have been yesterday. Kind of give some history on this and my discovery of it, which it's if you look at it in retrospect and you'll understand what I'm saying, it's kind of crazy how we have to put a name to this, because for me it's normal and always has been. Before I jump too far ahead of myself, uh, probably a year and a half ago, I discovered, um, in the midst of this crazy, world of dating, or world of um, just sexual attraction or attraction in general, I discovered that I am a demisexual, which, people want to, people will say that's part of the LGBTQ. And I guess in a sense it is, if we do have to have a name. And the reason why I keep saying that is because this post really kind of made me think about that. So let me just kind of define what that means. A demisexual is somebody who does not experience physical attraction, or sexual attraction, I should say, not physical, sexual desire until they have an emotional connection with somebody. And in this post today, it said something, or the response to the post of what a demisexual is was, isn't that normal? Shouldn't we all kind of be that way? You would think. But, in a sense, yes. I mean, to me, that is kind of normal. Why would anybody want to be intimate with, or sexually intimate with somebody, if they didn't have an emotional connection with them? I mean, it should be normal, right? I mean, it kind of should be. But it's not, unfortunately. People, men and women, can see somebody and just want to have sex and have sex with them and be fine. I can't sit back and say that I've been innocent always, because I haven't been. But since I've, matured and really found out who I was and worked on myself and my healing, I've discovered that I'm like that. And it's not that I set walls for myself, to block people out, but I have standards, and I have, to me, that part of me is sacred now. It's something that I've protected and guarded, and I'm very selective with it because of all the healing that I've done in my life over things. And I'm at a place where I can't share that part of me with somebody if I'm not on a deep emotional level with them. And of course everything else comes with that. Obviously you have to be physically attractive. If I can't get past your face, or, if I'm not attracted to you, your physical features, I just can't get past that. I can't just, even try to be emotional with somebody I'm not attracted to, as far as like with a man or somebody that I could be intimately attracted to, if that makes sense. So yeah, of course, physical attraction is very important. We have to, or I have to, find you physically attractive. I'm, I am picky. I try to play like I'm not. I mean, I'm not so picky to where it has to be this size or this. I have my preferences, I should say, but I am picky in regard to like values. Having this, like, for instance, this one's huge for me, and it's, like, for me, there's no way that I could be attracted to or go any further other than like just surface level friendship with somebody, with a man who had opposite political views, if that makes sense. Um, we just would not mesh well because my whole value system is based, I mean, that's my core. Like, that's, the ideas, I'm not. So, yeah, that's one of them. Like, we just wouldn't make it past the friendship part, surface level. Like, I could not have deep conversations with somebody that I wasn't seeing eye to eye with as far as my political views, because that is one of the core parts of me. First started, as a child. I was raised very conservative, and I'm not saying that I'm a Republican. Um, I'm not. I am very proud that I am a registered Republican, but the way, there's some things that I don't agree with. And I kind of lean more towards, the more, uh, anyway, I don't want to get into politics on this video, but yeah, that's just that's one preference. Like, I could not probably even date further than the first date. And that would probably be a question that was asked on a first date, was political views, kind of touching on that to see if I'm wasting my time, because that's just like a deal breaker, if you will. I can't see myself in a long-term relationship. That's something I'm looking for. So why would I waste my time dating somebody who was a liberal or a Democrat? Like, sorry, can't do it. Anyway, so that's like one of my preferences. That's something, that's something that's like one of the top things for me. And that's even way before the emotional connection can even be formed. And then as far as like the values, just morals and values, how well do you carry yourself when you're around people? Are you funny? Do you have a sense of humor? Like, these are things that I look for. Someone who can make me laugh all the time, that's huge for me, and somebody who can talk. I come from a marriage, my first marriage, there was no communication hardly except for fighting. So it's like a breath of fresh air to have somebody who wants to just talk. Like, and then of course listening, it goes both ways. Someone who understands. And these are like the things, and I'm saying, I'm kind of setting a foundation for my point here. I mean, it comes down to, preferences, and to build your way to the emotional part of it. Because once, all of those things that are really important, or that are deal breakers, have been surpassed by being on the same page with one another, then you can get deep into the emotional. Somebody who can engage in very, well versed in knowledge. Like, they know a lot. They can teach me something. I mean, I would love for someone to actually be smarter than me and teach me things. Not necessarily smarter, but have knowledge in other things besides psychology or counseling. Because that's what I am. Someone who can teach me things about anything. So those all build the foundation for that emotional connection. Is once, all that is lined up, and I feel like, wow, this is really amazing. Then I can become emotional. I can get past, the things that I look for, my preferences, and really start to engage in the emotional connection. And it's only until then that I'll start wanting, desiring sexual intimacy with somebody. And in this post, it was like, the lady said, isn't that normal? Yes, it is normal. It's what it should be to me, to us, to demisexuals. It should be that way. It is normal, and it's unfortunate that we have to put a label on it. Like, shouldn't everybody, shouldn't everybody feel like their sexuality is a sacred thing? Like, that's something, and then I said something, I responded to her, and I was like, that's why it's hard for people to have an orgasm. And I'll be real with you, if I'm not on it, and I've had like maybe 5 in my whole life. As far as, no, I take that back. It has to be more than that. Okay. I've had like 2 with my first husband. And then all the rest I can't count, like with the last person that I was with. So, and it's because of that emotional connection. There's no way I could have that deep of that deep of pleasure in everything about it unless I was on an emotional level with them. I've tried to enjoy it, at other times in my life, even in my marriages, and it was awful because there was no bond there. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is, as a demisexual, I reserve that part of me. It's not worth it if I can't get pleasure and if I'm not connected to somebody, if that makes sense. So yes, to me, it should be normal. Should not want that. I don't want that. I don't want to waste my energy and my sacredness if I'm not going to, benefit from it. So I said a lot, and I don't care. Like, this is how I feel, and it's important that we have a voice around sexuality. It is sacred. It's very sacred. So, 13-minute video. I better go and make my lasagna for tomorrow. All right, good night.